Hey YouTube, it's PD Two Finger, and tonight I got into the David Gilmour Seagull box, which is a device that has a wind noise, a white generator, white noise with like a wow. It's like it sounds like a wind, and then over here is this a Pink Floyd Seagull reverse crybaby, and there's an echo down here, so it's volume, delay time, and feedback. And then this is the knob for the crybaby, the wah. This is maybe a volume and tone knob for the pickup. There's an actual pickup in here, and there's passive mixing. So this thing, it's got a real heavy baseboard. It's got a built-in oval speaker, which is low wattage, and then I put this car alarm horn. So the built-in amplifier is from a toy. It's a Hannah Montana karaoke guitar that has an echo chip in it, and you can remove R10 and R16, or the feedback and the delay time resistors, and you can solder in a couple 100K pots and get where you can crash the delay, get like a 1 second echo, or have it go into feedback oscillation. So you could feedback oscillate it into crashing, where it'll do this like sound where it stops echoing, which is so cool. You can do the wind through the echo, and then you start adding in these laughing seagulls, which is it's exactly what Pink Floyd used on the song Metal. Now, one of the reasons I built this was there was a local band called Pink Floyd, and the guy who sang kind of got on my nerves. He's kind of like arrogant, and he used to drink a lot. Sometimes he'd get wasted at the shows, and he would like get into a little too much, like he really thought he was Pink Floyd or something. But like they were just faking. Like he was doing sax solos, and he was like thought he was so cool. And really, like in Metal, in echoes, they just had like wind noise. There was no seagulls. The one guy, there's two guitar players. One guy was doing a slide, like through a delay, which is what you do. But the other guy just stood there going, like, dude, what are you doing? You got to do this reverse crybaby. Like that. This is your time to shine. And they didn't have it. So my thing was, I built this with this horn to go to the show in the crowd with a battery pack, point this at the stage, and do my own little Big Floyd sound effect thing for them. And of course I chickened out. They didn't play Metal when I brought this to the show. So after the show, because what I was going to do, I had it in the car. It was an outdoor gig, and I was gonna once they started playing Metal, I'm going to get it, and they never played it. So I did bring it up there and show the guys in the band, and like none of them cared. They like first they thought it was a bomb. They were like the one guitar player loved it. Now when I made this thing, one of my regular commenters said, "You realize you can just flip your crybaby around." Like, well, I never had a crybaby. Someone sent me the innards of 3 of them. I always used a Morley wand. So I do realize I could just do that, but you're missing the wind, the amplifier, the built-in echo, the golden horn, and this weird oval speaker, and this cool green chassis. Like, this project was so cool. I had so much fun building it. When I got in there today, I wanted to put a battery pack in it, and it's got passive mixing, which it was always kind of noisy, and like the amplifier is an LM386. So I ripped all the passive mixing out of there. I'm removing the Hannah Montana Echo unit. I've got a Mariana's Trench Echo PCB. So it's a circuit board from a company called Delyk, D-E-L-Y-K. Now Delyk is super cheap shipping, super cheap PCBs. Now they're not, he doesn't screw up on the circuit. Like a lot of guys, they'll do passive mixing on the Echo circuit, and you can do it, but it's just not the best way to do it. You really need a chip, an op amp chip for like mixer channels to like mix this stuff. The clean, the echo signal, they've got to be mixed. And you can do it passively, but doesn't sound as good as if you do it with a powered op-amp chip. And that's the way he does it. The Marianas Trench is an excellent little echo unit. I'm also going to build a AMZ Jack Orman mini mixer, which is a 2-channel mixer. You can build them 4, you can build them 8, and there's just a basic gain control. So it's 2 knobs, one for the wind noise, one for the seagull sound. So I'll have active mixing. If there's any impedance issues or anything, I think that mixer is like got buffer stages on it, or I'll do what needs to be done. It's going to end up sounding way better than it did. I'm going to ditch the LM386, which is the worst amplifier. It's the absolute. They use if you have a toy that has that in there, you give that to a kid who is bad. I hate. There's one component that I hate. It's the LM386. So I removed all the stupid passive mixing that I had wired in here. Everything is working. The wind generator is fine, and it's cool. It's not just white noise. It's like white noise with a filter. And this thing, out of all my little noise machines that I've built, this is the funnest one to play because there's got like 2 axes. There's like, here does the wind, and then here does the seagull sound. So it's really a fun device. The problem was that it was noisy, it was underpowered, it was quiet, but it was noisy. And that all is going to be rectified because I think a lot of the wiring is kind of shoddy in it. So I'm gonna rewire it. I think I'm gonna do something different with the chassis. With the baseboard is real heavy, so I either got to run some more screws into it, make it a little more stable, or come up with something lighter and maybe put L brackets on it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm probably just gonna run more screw holes, is what it really needs. It deserves 2 or 3 screws on each facet. As it is right now, I think there's like 2 screws on one side and like maybe 1 over here and 1 over there. It's like maybe 4 screws holding it together. And that was just something that always bothered me about it. Plus it's like this real heavy particle board. I think I can find a lighter piece of board and cut that for that base. So I'm going to be working on that. It'll be 1 day to pull the bomb and then do the echo unit. 1 day to pull the bomb and do the mixer unit. And then probably at least 2 days of rewiring it, because it's kind of a lot of wiring, and this time I want to do it right. There's no excuse for the mess that's inside of that thing, and believe me, a lot of times when I got out to play with it, there would be something a little bit funky with it. I'd have to open it up and resolder something. So the David Gilmour Seagull box is getting completely reworked. It's going to be great when it's finished. And I just wanted to say, please understand, I don't feel like I should have to call people and say, I have this idea. It might not make sense to you. Do you mind if I build it, or are you going to bust my balls in my comment section? Because I don't come on other people's comment section and bust their balls on their projects and say, like, you realize you could just go and buy a pedal. You know what I mean? That's really fucking low. So please don't leave comments like that. Unless, of course, you think I'm a dick and you think that I deserve it, then let me have it. And I'll ban you is what I do. I don't have time for it. I don't think anyone should be so rude on the internet. If you come on my channel and you see me and I drive you, you don't like me. You look at me and you think, man, this guy is a huge tool, or he's a douche, or he thinks he's whatever, then don't watch me. Tell me, dude, you're a blankety blankety blanker, and I'll ban you, and then we'll be done with it. Because that's what I do. If someone leaves a nasty comment, if they're attacking me, But then sometimes you have people who might be my friend who will say things to get to me. Just like in the comment section, like putting themselves above me, like, dude, you realize all you have to do is unplug your crybaby and plug it in reverse. Well, number one, I never had a crybaby. I was sent the insides of 3 of them. And one of them I built into a pulse wah with a cocked wah mode for Zappa time. The other one ended up in here with a wind noise generator, a delay, and a karaoke amp thing, a toy. So, and I couldn't just unplug my crybaby and turn it around at the Think Floyd concert, which was really what I was thinking when I built this. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, that there's like attacking someone or being negative in the comment section, and then there's just like being a dick. Like, you should know. Like, if you're a good person, you should know what not to say. And if you're on my channel saying, dude, you can just do this to get that same effect, that's hurtful. That's going to hurt, right, Gavti?
Oh, that's right.
Well, you know how I am.
I know.
It's going to get my goat.
Yes, you're talking about it how many years later? I mean, this happened how many years ago, and it's still
bothers me.
Yeah.
Still fucking bother. Every time I see this thing, I think, you can just unplug it. Oh, can I? Well, let me go to Guitar Center and buy a crybaby then, so I can just do that. Like, not everybody has every piece of gear that was ever built in their basement. Sorry. So, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be, like I said, a day to pull the bomb, a day to build the stupid delay, a day to pull the bomb, and then another day to build the stupid mixer. Then it's going to be start wiring this together, find a lighter piece of wood for the base. Blah, 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 blah. It's going to take some time for me to get this thing put back together. I got another project. If you didn't check out the automotive spring reverb, I'm going to be working on that too. So I've got some fun stuff I'm going to be working on. This thing it's kind of heavy. I think all of the weight is in the baseboard too. So I need to get crack-a-lacking on that. You guys take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. Remember, try to be respectful to your peers. Your peers are the ones who need you the most. And having that friendly competitive spirit is not saying, dude, you realize you could just do this. That's not healthy. That's not the nice thing to say. Okay? And I still, like my wife is saying, oh, that was so many years ago. It still bothers me. It still gets to me. It's still like, why would you say that to somebody in their comment section? You're putting yourself above me. You're saying, like, dude, you realize, well, of course I realize that. I built the fucking thing. You know what I mean? And then you're like, what are you high for making it into a box with its own delay and own amp? Like, it's the coolest thing. It's a David Gilmour Seagull box. It's got the wind, for Christ's sakes. Are you kidding me? If you flip your crybaby around, there's no delay. I mean, this has a built-in delay. So you're right there. It's got the delay. Number 2, it's got the wind. And the delay is modified so you can crash it and it will self-oscillate. So I rest my case. Try to be nice in the comment section. If they say in the Bible, one man sharpens another man, that type of healthy competition thing, I'm not wired for that. I don't want to feel like I'm competing with anyone. So that's one of those Bible verses that it just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? I hate to oh, I'm going to pick and choose this verse, I don't believe in it. But that particular one is like, I'd rather not feel like I'm in competition with one of my friends. I'd rather not feel like one of my friends would call me out and say, hey, dude, you realize there's a much easier way you could have done that, more efficient way. Like, you're stoned building this thing, going to all that work, because maybe for this guy, the building the project is like he's just cursing the whole time. It's just four letter, like, you know, and for me, the work is the reward. What I create is like the leftover from the reward of the work. Like, then how much do I love going in there and taking something apart and tinkering with it?
You like to do that.
I fucking love it. Tonight, I should have been able to wind down and come in here and watch a movie.
Yeah, I thought you were going to watch a movie.
Yeah, and then it's like, I gotta go fucking open this thing apart. And then it's like 3 hours later, and she's gotta work tomorrow. So, and I try. I really do try. But then there's sometimes I can't fucking control myself.
That's what I call the demons.
The demons get me. The soldering demons. So, if you understand how I'm wired, coming at me saying, dude, you realize you could just unplug your crybaby and plug it in reverse is like, right? Isn't that an unbelievably fucking asinine thing to say to me?
Yeah.
Like ignorant, hurtful, asinine, like...
You obviously were aware
I'm still
of that.
upset about this fucking guy. Why he said that to me. Anyway, check out there's videos of this thing, me demoing it. There's like a half-hour video of me playing it on the couch. And there'll be another one when I finish it. It's going to be much better. I love the thumbnail. I got this thumbnail. It's a seagull on a beach, but he's got a big top hat and a cane. I photoshopped it. It's you got to check it out. It's fucking hilarious. All right, you guys. Try to be nice in the comment section. Hug your pets. Try to stay cool. And peace.